Guys, the wife and kids are in bed and I am bored, so I figured I would give you a little story time, a little horror story time, if you will. This right here is my SanDisk Extreme Pro, and I swore by these cards for a very long time, and in truth, none of them have ever corrupted on me or ever failed me. They were pretty good, especially for the price. But here's the thing, I find after about a year of heavy use, definitely 2 years of heavy use, they start to become brittle. They start to fall apart. I blame my Mac computers a little bit. That SD card slot is so tight lately on all of the Macs. No jokes, everybody. So here I am with a card that's about a year or two old, and I am testing out a camera. It is the Nikon Z30, or Z30, as we're supposed to say in Canada. And it was on loan to me from B&H Photo. The first thing they ever loaned me. A brand spanking new camera for a new channel that is reviewing camera gear. Finally developed a nice relationship with the fine folks at B&H Photo. They send me their Nikon camera, hoping for the best, and I destroyed it. Here is what happened is the card, it just fell apart in the card slot itself. It was a brittle card, I did not know at the time, and it got jammed, and when I tried to pull it out, when I yanked it out, stuff came flying out with it. It needed to be repaired. Basically, the guy told me it was a write-off. And I'm like, I will pay for that. This is my fault. I am an idiot. And they said, no, the B&H, they were so nice about it. They just, I think, threw the camera in the garbage. They said they repaired it, but there's no way. They didn't charge me for it at all. But like, let me tell you, I still feel bad. I'm making a video now about it, at least a year later. It is just that horrible feeling where you have destroyed a camera that is not even your camera over what? A few bucks for an SD card, and that's what I mean. So I'm here to say that right now all I use are these Sony tough cards, and not because I love Sony, but because these are tough. They are much more solid and rugged, and they don't fall apart. I have done heavy use for a couple of years with these because I'm a camera review channel, so I'm sliding SD cards in and out of so many different cameras that, and those Macs, slots are too tight. Like 4 Macs in a row for me. It's too tight, the SD card slot. Anyway, at least they have an SD card slot again these days. So now I am only picking up the Sony Tough Card. Listen, if you know of another very durable, rugged card, please post it down below. We can all benefit from that. But the only one I can find so far that has that rugged appeal to me is the Sony the Sony Tough Cards. Now you can get this one right here is the G version, and it is the fastest, the V90. And I like that because I get to use all of my 4K 120 on the FX30 and the ZV-E1 and the A6700. I get to use those higher frame rates, and I get to use beefier codecs. I get to do more megabits per second, so I really like these Sony Tough Cards, the V90. But if you don't have a camera that shoots 4K 120, you can definitely get the V60, the M version of these Tough Cards, and that will do you fine. For like a lot of my audience, they have ZV-E10s, so definitely it will work for that, and they are much cheaper, but still they have that rugged toughness. Now the V90 cards make more sense to me because I shoot on a lot of Sony cameras, and the V90 can take care of everything I'm looking for, the higher frame rates. There's a couple of things you can't get, like an all-I, like an all-intra codec in S and Q on the A7 IV or the FX30. There's like 1 or 2 modes that I would never use for the CFexpress A, but that is why I picked up this right here. We have the Pergear CFexpress A card, and these are tough cards to begin with, the CFexpress A cards, and since I very rarely need a CFexpress A card, I am definitely not going to buy the Sony version, which is far more expensive than this one right here. So this is just me telling you, after years of abusing SD cards, my advice to you is get a Sony Tough Card, V90 preferably, so that depending on your camera, you will be able to shoot in more modes. And for the small occasions where you do need the CFexpress A cards, you know, go with a more budget option like this Pergear card right there. Now you are going to need a CFexpress A reader, and you can get that as well from Pergear. At least I did. So, you know, let me know down below. Tell me if you've ever had a card failure or a card fall apart on you. Tell me your horror stories so I can read those in the comments while my family goes to bed tomorrow night. We'll have a nice little discussion about it. Thanks for watching this. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.